the biggest problem is the people who have the bag to put up the money are the people that they're not the face of the event.
Right.
And so now you have these handful of promoters that we got here looking like they're the face of the event.
Great.
And
That's good.
they're
That's
catching
good.
the flack.
That's good.
And it's really not on them. They didn't have nothing to do with the contracts or anything like that.
Don't settle for a thing. This message for the royal blooded who feel they supreme. I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Set a goal, then I attack it. Watch me do it. Grind, then I make it happen. Watch me do it. If I want it, I can have it. May watch me do it. You can watch me do it. Watch me do it. Man, you can watch me do it. Watch me do it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Create the Culture podcast. It's the Voice CTC, your host with my co-host DJ P Smooth in the building.
Yeah, what it do.
And of course we got Skywalker in the building.
What up?
Y'all good, man? This nigga P came in with the came in with it on today.
You know what I'm
Crossing
saying,
guard, huh?
Yeah,
what we doing
people
right
got
here.
jokes today. I see.
Come on.
Stop.
Right.
Hey,
Come on. Hurry up now. Hurry up.
This fit was inspired by the safety patrol.
That's
Well,
clean,
you look
though.
like you pushing cars at Walmart, boy.
Whatever you do, make sure you look good doing it.
Big Bird special.
All right. Edit that out. Look at that. What we talking about today, man?
This is gonna be a good
Y'all
pod.
on my
This
tail,
is gonna be a
boy.
good pod.
We ain't gonna talk about this mess for 30 minutes now. Straight up.
Nah, man. Hey, that's funny, bro. Hey, listen, bro. Today, man, we're gonna have a little fun, man. We're gonna have a little fun today. And not in a good way. We really don't do this often. But we just gotta talk about some stuff, man. The city want us to talk about it.
Yeah.
And the world want us to talk about it, to be honest. And we just gonna talk about janky business, bro, straight up.
Yeah.
Janky business, man. How to avoid it, how to stay away from it, how to detect it in all forms of fashion. I don't even want to call anything out specific because, to be honest, we could care less about diving into
it
details.
happens in any market.
But it happens everywhere, right? Yeah. And how to avoid it and stay away from it if you're an entrepreneur. Because we do preach a lot about networking. We preach a lot about, building a team, trusting people, getting around other people. A part of that happens where, you do become, sometimes you in the wrong space. Right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just get in the wrong space with the wrong business. And I'll say this. It's very rare from my experiences where janky business is done with a malicious intent. Meaning, when the idea was birthed, it was already like, we gonna do these people wrong. Right. A lot of times it don't happen like that for me. Mm-hmm. When I watch, the scene from the perspectives that I get them from. I've been a host times. I've been in a situation where I've been just a, liaison to create the content for it and help build the rollout for events. And I'm talking concerts now. That you may have been to that, for whatever reason, the artists ain't come, the artists did come, they ain't do what the people promised you they was gonna do. Yeah. And how you get to that situation and how you get, avoid those situations is very pivotal, because it not only happens in concerts, but it happens in all aspects where I'm sure he's been around managers that have promised people X amount of things that they can do and don't do it. And so if you're an entrepreneur out there, we want to have a little fun with this. Talk about some of the crazy experiences that we may have had ourselves. And I'm going to let P Smooth start out because I know for sure.
No, he got him.
I know for sure he got a buttload of stories being a DJ for these concerts and these shows. Yeah. And it ain't go the way it wanted to go for the people and for you.
Right.
Man.
I said, ooh, baby.
It's crazy. So I don't even know which one I want to talk about.
Man, I don't care.
I'm just, I guess,
It's your story, so you can tell it.
I guess I'll do the most recent one. So, the city. Some people booked Boosie badass,
Okay.
and you know, the people really they ain't had they stuff together, honestly.
Right.
And so I'm in Cancun. I'm chilling at my little private pool.
Oh,
Okay.
Skywalker called me like, "Hey, bro, I got you booked for the Boosie concert." I said, "All right, bet." He was like, "I'm gonna let you know the details." Blah, blah, blah. I said, "Bet, let's run it." So by the time I get back to the States, Scott like, "Hey, bro, I'm taking you off." You know what I'm saying? Because the business sounded a little shaky.
Right.
So pretty much what he was experiencing was the fact that a lot of the stuff that was needed for the show wasn't already paid for. Now we've all done shows, so we kind of know. We know both ends of the show business, right?
Absolutely.
So we like, you ain't paid for sound yet. You need sound. That's a essential thing you need for a concert.
The venue wasn't even locked in yet.
The venue wasn't locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so if you ain't even got the stuff you need in order for this stuff to happen, I know you're not at bigger price points, higher price points than a DJ. I can't trust you. You gonna give me my money?
Absolutely.
So Scott like, "Hey, bro, you off the show." I said, "All right, bet. Trust your judgment. Whatever. I don't want to deal with that anyway." So fast forward, we end up doing the show because of one of our good friends. He ended up kind of saying, "Hey, bro, worst case scenario, if you don't get your bread, I got you."
Right.
I said, "All right." So the strength of his word, ended up doing it. Long story short, Boosie ain't, he showed up, but he never got. Well, he didn't get his back in time for him to actually perform.
It ended up not working out. Right.
It ended up not working out, and it kind of like when situations like that happens, especially in the market where it's already a magnifying glass on shows and promoters doing these big shows, it sucks, man, because they don't understand how it can affect your brand.
Yep.
Me as a DJ, I'm on in the it's crazy how they don't think about how it's affecting their brand, but they booking you because of your brand, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm on Power 92, a coalition DJ. They want a DJ with all these accolades, and they know that they know they can handle a show, but then they don't think about, okay, if I don't pay this fee, or if I don't make this show a success, it's gonna possibly devalue everybody that's attached to the show. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of that was going on even throughout the years. Like, what I'm saying, a lot of people's brands and names and reputations have been, tarnished a little bit.
Okay, so from a perspective of somebody who may be offering a service, I mean, you might be a cook, or you might be a host, or a DJ, or a bottle girl. I mean, you may be somebody who just trying to offer a service in these type of situations. What is your advice to them to avoid getting into situations like that?
In a situation like that, all you can do is do what's best for you. Like, you make sure you give the best service that you can do. So even if the greater scheme of things of the event, fall short, at least they could say, "Oh, that bottle girl, you know what I'm saying? She took care of our section. Like, we was lit. We tipped her." Or the DJ, like, for me specifically, I'm DJing my ass off. I'm turning up.
Right.
And I knew Boosie probably wasn't going to come.
Absolutely.
But why would I let that affect what I do?
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying? Because, they looking at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you just in the service industry, a part of an event that may or may not be, you know what I'm saying, orchestrated or put together properly, just make sure your piece of the puzzle is solid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's my advice.
And I'll jump into that and just tell people, in the corporate space, a lot of times black and white protects you. I mean, you got contracts and you got things like that. They will protect you. I do know that we are, specifically kind of focusing on what we're consider ourselves expertise at, which is this nightlife market. In that scene, there's a lot of things that happen where it may be like, off the strength
On the
of.
handshake, yeah.
Yeah, and it's off the handshake. And I don't want to be oblivious to that and sit here and tell y'all, if you want to make sure you protect it, go black and white all the time. I mean, I'm Christian, all right? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you every time, all right? Sometimes that rent gotta get paid.
Right.
Sometimes you got a car note on the way, and your services can be offered. You can get a little change, and you ain't got time to go back and forth with somebody where they gonna probably tell you no. You're gonna try to get the cheese. So please hone in on, the risky business of that. If it is what it is, it is what it is. If you take that opportunity and you take that chance, just know it is a chance. So you got to take whatever come with it, to be honest. In that moment, you have to take whatever come with it. Now, the best advice I can give you on top of that is just only move with what God tell you to move with. I don't care if you do need the money. Like if your heart and some is telling you don't do it, then don't do it. Because what I will attest to is probably everything that we've been attached to that ain't worked, we felt like it wasn't going to work before it happened. And as you can hear, to P Smooth story, Skywalker already was right.
Yep.
We need to pull away from this. And this is just us showing you our mistakes live. You know what I'm saying? So that y'all know that we human too. Walker, I want you to talk about some of the things you can look for when it come to business. Because I mean, you in that space. Like when it come to business, what are some red flags that might pop up? Or you like, bro, no bet, because everybody ain't got a manager. Everybody ain't got a Skywalker to talk to. So what's some things that they need to be looking for to show consistencies in good business?
One of the biggest things for me is when somebody calls to book a client or, book one of my clients or, hell, book me,
Right.
For my services or whatnot, and they get to questioning the price points. That's a red flag for me, because then I'm like, do you really have the money? You know what I mean? And so that's red flag number one. You obviously came to us for our expertise.
Yep.
You've seen what we've done. If you hadn't, you would have never reached out.
Right.
Or you might have got recommended to us if you hadn't seen. But the people know what's up. And so that's a red flag for me. And then, let's say we get into that conversation. You might have the budget, or you say you had the budget. But I get to asking these questions that if you were to maybe call P Smooth directly, it might be questions that he ain't thinking to ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I get to asking these questions, and you don't got no answers for me, then I'm like, yeah, nah, bro.
Absolutely.
And me personally, I agree to what you just said. Definitely, we do things on the handshake. We do things sometimes based off of certain relationships we might have with somebody else in the industry, because we trust them or whatnot. But before then, on the come up, you're doing a lot of stuff on the handshake. You're doing a lot of stuff. You're trying to trust people that you don't know.
Absolutely.
And things like that. And you're going to take them bumps and bruises. You're going to get screwed over a couple times. It's a lot of people that owe me money out here.
Oh, man, we can go all day.
Shows. We could go all day.
Come on, man.
And I'm talking about cats that still come try to holler at me and book me for stuff
Come on now.
knowing they still owe me from years ago.
Absolutely.
And so, but where at the space I'm at now, everything, I ain't gonna say everything. Most things have to be, for me, in black and white per se. Even if it's not a structural contract, like for all my clients, I send out a booking inquiry. Once they hit me and they say, hey, I want to book P Smooth, I want to book Rampage with, or whoever, I send a booking inquiry, and we're gonna get all your information. We're gonna have the prices on there and everything. So it's not quote unquote an official contract, but we have a paper trail at least to show what that conversation looks like. Accountability, exactly. So I could go back and say, nah, brother, you said X, Y, and Z, and this is what we going by. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so if we can't do that, because I've sent it out before, and I've had people hit me back and like, no, I don't do contracts. I don't. What?
That's all I needed to know.
I've had conversations with other managers who tell me they don't do contracts.
Oh, yeah, that's all I needed to know.
I'm like, all right, we
nah,
good.
It's crazy.
Stay away from you.
The only way I see that work, I see the interview with Ludacris and Shaka Zulu.
Shaka, yeah.
He said, they never had a contract. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, coming up, kind of got to need that with some folks. But I understand, like Christian was saying and you were saying, like, when you starting off in whatever space you in, sometimes you trying to build those relationships. So a contract ain't necessarily, your go-to way of, and a contract ain't a guarantee that you still gonna get paid either.
Absolutely.
Because if you take it to court.
And on that contract, it also holds you liable. Yeah. So if you don't provide the services that you say you can provide, then you done breached it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was gonna say. Like it's two-sided with the contract. I kind of look at contracts like degrees. It ain't nothing that you need, but it's gonna help you get through the door. If that's what you're trying to do, and sometimes, there's a time where it's needed. Preferably all the time. I mean, just for your own protection. Right. But it doesn't happen always that way in our culture. So I don't want to be oblivious to that. When I think about some of the things that I may look for that will be red flaggish. I look at the type of money they spent on advertising, and the type of money that they spend in marketing. What does the flyer look like? Right. Oh my goodness. What does?
Oh my goodness.
Where is this gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Geographic location, the history of that location. And then also, like you said, when we talking, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, people in business that are doing things at a high level already got a number in their head.
Exactly.
So they call you with it.
Yep. They already got it.
And it's just free game for people out there that's out here trying to get booked. A lot of times you might shoot yourself in the foot telling somebody your price.
Facts.
Because you may undercut yourself.
Facts.
The first question that should be asked is, what is the budget? And if somebody don't have it, that's a red flag. Because how are you booking $100,000 artists and you don't have a budget for how the concert is gonna run? So that's already a red flag. Ain't no real budget. We just kind of piecing it together. I ain't a part of the piecing it together. That ain't my ministry. That ain't my ministry.
Help me out.
No, absolutely. And to each his own. Like I said, it's something for everybody. But there's power in being able to say no in business.
Boy,
like it's a lot. You don't need to jump on everything. No. And a lot of times I like to tell people, before you pay me and I lose my integrity over it, I'd rather do something for free.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather just
I've done that a lot.
Do something for free that I feel like is gonna help move the needle rather than try to get some money from you. Because at the end of the day, you have to protect your craft because it's your gift from God. And if you misuse it, it'll get taken away from you.
It's gonna be gone.
For sure. It'll get taken away from you. What about the consumers, man? Because they frustrate me too. They do. And I don't think nobody ever talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. But like, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Like, how are people still getting screwed over? Scammed?
Yeah.
What is y'all doing?
Man, they not doing research. And again,
they don't know.
Like, they don't know the difference because, and I'm only speaking from our market, like Central Arkansas. Yeah. A lot of the times, a lot of the events are marketed the same exact way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you might not know that it's, Junebug over here doing the party, or if it's, what I'm saying, somebody that's going to put on a good event.
Absolutely.
But you gotta do research in everything you do. Like, will y'all be buying tickets from Ticketmaster and stuff like that? That y'all be knowing the concerts be rescheduled before they release it, because y'all following the artists, and you know what I'm saying, y'all doing the research for these I guess bigger market shows, but not necessarily in this market.
That's my concern.
It's weird.
It's like the social media era of like investigators is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Like, people can figure out what Peace Move ate last Thursday if they wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what is happening with these shows where so many people are just being done wrong and have no real sense. Now, some I understand. Sometimes it's a trusted source gave you the enlightenment that everything was going to be fine.
Yeah.
But to me, at some point, you got to hold yourself accountable to doing the extra research.
Extra research, yeah.
Like if one homegirl tell me one girl good for me, if all I went off of was her, my chances ain't even 50-50. It's like 30-70. Like, I really don't know what I'm dealing with until I go ask around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I hate to use that analogy, but
that's real.
It's the truth. I don't know. I don't know why that happens, and it kind of frustrates me with consumers. Like, why y'all still falling for the okie doke?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a lot of times. Like, I mean, when these promoters and these people do these shows, they're not doing the show to scare people. I'm giving a lot of people benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, though.
Now, is the business messed up? Yes, but I don't think their intentions are let's put on this show and try to get these people's money and not deliver. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody has high hopes of the show being successful and things like that. So I think that's what it is. I don't think the consumer really. I'm not gonna put it too much on the consumer. But I think speaking from our market standpoint, it's like, okay, you fooled me once, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of times the same people fool me.
It's fooled me 10 times at this point, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, so you're absolutely right when you do say that.
Yeah.
Like
in our market, I wouldn't put it on the consumer at all. For one, we have a handful of promoters and a handful of people who actually got the bag to even put up money for these events. The biggest problem is the people who have the bag to put up the money are the people that they're not the face of the event.
Right.
And so now you have these handful of promoters that we got here looking like they're the face of the event.
Great.
And
that's good.
They're catching the flack.
That's good.
And it's really not on them. They didn't have nothing to do with the contracts or anything like that. They were told to do exactly what their title is, and that's promote, put bodies in the building. And if they deliver that, that's good. But if the show goes wrong, then they're the ones who tend to catch the blame. And the guys who actually handle the paperwork, the contracts, and this, that, and the third, they disappear. Nobody know them.
That was me on stage with Tank.
Nobody know them. And so my thing is like
crazy.
When we sit here and say, you got, I agree with it in the sense when we say, I don't feel like when people put these shows together, initially their intent is like, I'm coming in to scam somebody.
Right. Because they want to get rich.
But at some point, you are taking advantage of the market because you know for a fact, if you take a Tank or whoever the artist may be, and if we really were to pay them their full price for them to do an actual show, you know what that number looks like.
Absolutely.
And you know what the number looks like for a walkthrough appearance.
Yeah, that's
as
a whole
manager, I know that.
Yeah.
I've encountered plenty of times where me and Duke pull up to a venue and they pay for a walkthrough or for him to host.
And they promote it as a concert.
They want to bring the microphone up there and him do a couple records. And I'm the first one to grab the microphone and say,
none of that.
He ain't doing that.
Yeah.
No. You know what I'm saying? And so that...
In that aspect,
that's
is a little bit of scamming.
It's scamming in a sense.
Well, we calling them out.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a little bit, because I really forgot about that point.
It's because you know what the price point is.
Yeah. I tried to be nice.
You called and got the booking.
Nah.
You called. You probably did ask for the show fee. And you might have heard a number that you was like,
or you knew ahead of time not to ask for the show fee.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just went ahead and asked for it.
Absolutely. And then promoted like it's finna be a full-on show.
Yeah,
correct. And then promote it, and you sell.
That's a scam.
I tried to protect
and all of that, and it's happened time and time and again in our market because we're a smaller market.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, if you go to the Dallas area, Atlanta,
can't even play like that.
That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But they have the venues there that can hold the capacity of people
that can
for that promote for that
style of event.
Yeah,
right.
Where they can make this promoter, whoever put the bread up,
can
potentially make their money back plus some.
Right.
We don't even have venues like that.
Now we got a venue shortage. It's either 3 people in the building or 40,000.
Period.
It's not no in between.
And
we just got our first
good venue we've had.
The hall is considered a mid-size.
Yeah, every good venue
1,200
we've had.
people.
Yeah, let's be real. Every good venue we've had, it gets ran down from some type of situation, regardless of what it is. And it ends up getting shut down or whatever.
Absolutely.
Or they go out of business or whatever.
You know? I felt like we would be remiss not to have a conversation just because we got the statue that we have in the city. So I did want to use today to talk about that.
For sure.
And I'm glad that you brought that point up because I guess you're right. Like it's scamming.
You gotta call it what it is. Yeah, it's
Man.
scamming.
Yeah. And I hope everybody else out there that's listening, like, don't take this like.
Yeah, it ain't a shot at nobody.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? But we want for better.
Yeah, we want for industry. Better. In the industry, we see where it's lacking.
We know the behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
If we're gonna be honest, we know the behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
The people don't.
Yeah, that's why respectfully we ain't saying no names.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we do have potential here.
Right.
We do.
To do things the right way.
We definitely
and
do.
win the right way. And so I want that to be done. And let me publicly apologize to the consumers out there that I just blamed because Skywalker called a spade. And it's facts, bro. Yeah. It's facts. Hey, players.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm in the middle though. I'm in the middle. I will say I'm leaning more towards it's not their fault, but for our market specifically, like you said earlier, a lot of people in our market feel like they some PIs. It's some private investigators.
They think they know,
right. So what's the issue?
But that's what I'm saying. Can you blame them for thinking they know?
So why would you not, from our past, why would you not look into who's putting together these shows?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It goes back to me saying we only got a handful of people who are putting together these shows.
Absolutely.
We in Arkansas.
So they don't even know who putting together the show when the show is being put together.
How many clubs we got here in Little Rock?
But that proves my point even further.
They gotta go. That's what I'm saying.
Why would you? But you don't got to.
I mean, you don't have to.
If you know this person throwing a show, and you know this person's last show.
You're right. You can say no. but I'm saying, let's. I mean, if we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about how many people really got that type of bread to sit here and say, okay, I'm not gonna go see.
I'm gonna go
this
see
artist here in Arkansas.
I'm gonna go see him
to
there.
Dallas.
Yeah, you're right.
See him. I'm gonna go to Atlanta.
Well, if you got options, if you got,
I see a lot of people don't have the option. So if it's like,
they want to go
coming back here
because they love the artist.
They got it, and so it's like
respect.
I can't go see Boosie at Boosie Bash in Louisiana because the ticket's too high.
Right, and I gotta drive there, and I gotta get a hotel.
And to piggyback off that too, what people do here in Arkansas is one promoter might bring Boosie show that's that's ran logistically well. Everything runs smoothly. And then another promoter
bring them back 2 months later.
Yeah, because they seen it work, and
they think
it's just
the
sweet.
consumer might think it's the same person.
The same person, right?
That did it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot of moving factors.
Barriers.
You know how we're gonna fix this?
Doing our own shows.
And if you're out there, you don't have to book Christian or Peace Move or Skywalker for us to give you insight on what you need to look for when it comes to throwing shows in this market. Like we don't want you just losing money. Now some people, they hear the stuff we tell them, they don't listen to it, and they lose the money, and then they call back later.
That done happened too.
We don't want you all to lose the money, so please, if you thinking about throwing a show in this city, some form of fashion, man. Make sure that you tap in, please, because a lot of stuff just don't have to happen. Man. And we ain't no ego guys. Like,
we really want the market to heal from.
Because we trying to make stuff shake out here, and y'all messing it up.
Man, we can grow this market, man. Everybody be eating.
We all gonna eat.
Yes,
that's what we do right here at Create the Culture Podcast, man. Be sure to follow us on the gram, Create the Culture Podcast. Follow the DJ P Smooth.
Yes, sir.
Also, Room 1024 streaming available. Faded by Skywalker, man.
Sir.
And Skywalker the MGR. Make sure you tap in with them, man. All of the artists out there that need artist development. You may need some artist music reviews, any of that. Just tap in, all right? Lock in. Don't call me for nothing because I'm going to text you. See you next week, baby.